Hey y'all, it's Sarah, the wine-loving bookworm, back with another book review for your Sunday night. First, some non-book or wine-related news. I went to see Billy Joel on Friday, and if you have the opportunity to go to one of his concerts, you should definitely do it. He was amazing. I am not a huge Billy Joel fan. I like him, but I'm not like, he's not one of my favorites or anything, but the concert was great. He's really amazing for being just about 70 years old, so if you have the chance. And also, who's really tired of Tom Brady winning all the football games? He's like a robot. I mean, there's no denying he's an amazing quarterback, but Lord, if they go to the Super Bowl again, just really hoping the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes can beat them if they end up against each other, because I really feel like Patrick Mahomes is the new Brady. I don't know. I guess time will tell. Anyway, moving on. So tonight, first, we will start with the wine. This is one that my husband bought me. So it is called Casillero del Diablo, something of the devil. Castle of the Devil, something like that. It's a Malbec, Chilean Malbec. So red wine. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. It's not bad. It's very dry. It almost tastes like more of a Cabernet. But it's not bad. Try it one more time. Drinkable. I'm not sure how much that costs, but it's okay. If you like dry red wine, that one's okay. Okay, so let's move on to the book I read. It's called Sold on a Monday, and it's by Kristina McMorris. She is a U.S. writer. She's written 5 novels, 2 novellas, and her work is inspired by true personal stories or historical fiction. This is historical fiction. She's actually won more than 20 national literary awards, which I was like, whoa, for only having 5 novels and 2 novellas. But, okay, especially after my, what I thought of this book. We'll get to that. So again, it's historical fiction. It's fiction, but it's based on a real thing. I think I talked to you guys about this before. There's a picture out there from the 30s of a mom on a porch with her children and a thing that says, children for sale. I don't know if you can see that. 4 children for sale. That is a real picture. So we're talking Depression era. This was 1930s. So this is something that really existed. People were selling their children because they couldn't afford to feed them. And I think in the picture, the woman was actually pregnant as well. So you're talking 5 kids, no job, can't feed them. You're selling them, but I don't know. I've never been desperate like those people apparently were. So, it's hard not to judge them, but maybe we shouldn't. So the basic outline of the story, there's a guy, his name is Ellis, and he's a mediocre kind of reporter, kind of does lifestyle fluffy pieces for a Philadelphia newspaper. He's out in the country, like covering some kind of fair or something like that, and he decides to take the long way home and take some pictures of things. That's what he does a lot. So he passes by a house, and it says 2 children for sale. So very similar to the picture. And the kids are like sitting on the porch, looking all woebegone, and he takes a picture of it. And he comes back, and he is, developing the pictures in the dark room at the paper, and somebody sees that picture, brings it to the editor. He's like, this is amazing. We have to publish it. You got to write a story. And then somehow the picture becomes damaged. So he tries to go back. And the kids, unfortunately, I guess got sold. Like, they weren't there anymore. And nobody was in the house. But next door were 2 more kids. And, kind of the same deal, poor. And so he finds the little sign that says 2 children for sale, and he pays their mom money to just take a picture of them. And he wants to use that picture for the story, even though it's not the real kids. So he goes ahead and he does that. He writes this story. It takes off. It's like a national story. Oh my gosh, these people are selling their kids, and they're sending Ellis money and different things to give to the family, which he does. He brings to the family. So that's kind of the background of it. It ends up catapulting this guy's career. But kind of the story eventually goes into what actually happened to those children after the picture was taken, the kind of fake children. So I'm not going to give away too much, but that's kind of the basis of the story. So what I liked about it was the beginning. She did a good job, kind of, not to be cliche, but painting the picture of what was going on. And I did like it. It like drew you in right away. And it's really easy to read, quick, very simple. It doesn't go into too much depth. And also I've read about this picture before, and I've read an analysis of it and a reporter that tried to find the kids in the picture, like I think I said last time. So that's what really drew me into this book. What I didn't like about it was basically everything else. I did not like this book. It made it into a love story. I mean, you're taking a picture of kids for sale and somehow they make that into a love story. And literally for almost half of the book, after the initial part, was about this love story. And I'm like, are they ever going to get back to the kids? Well, hello. But they do eventually. But I just was totally turned off by that. It's a little trite. I mean, it's easy to read, but the writing is quite trite. There was zero character development. They're very one-dimensional characters, very predictable. I don't know what to say about it. It was my book club book. I ended up not even going to book club because I just didn't want to talk about this book. I did not like it. I'm not, a lot of people tell you, I do not like love stories as a genre. I tend to think they tend to come off trite, no character development. They're just not interesting to me. Cliche, bad dialogue, things like that. I'm not going to say I don't like any love stories. I mean, normally there's a love story in a book. Like, that's usually a story involves some level of a love story. So I'm not going to say I'll never read anything or watch anything that has a love story. But when it becomes the sole focus of the book and becomes very cliche, no, I don't like that. So that's how I felt this went. So I didn't even go to book club. I didn't feel like there was anything to discuss on this book. I didn't want to sit there for an hour and then I didn't know if other people really liked it, and then I'd feel like, oh my gosh, but whatever. I didn't go. I didn't like the book. End of the story. So, sold on a Monday. I mean, amazing premise, really interesting, like you wanna read it, but it did not deliver. I did not feel like it delivered in any sense of the word. Even when you figure out what happened to the kids and stuff, it's just like, really? Like, there's a mobster, What else can you throw in this book that's just totally cliche? But anyway, take it for what it is. If you kind of like that stuff, maybe you'd like it. My mom liked it. But I did not like it. My mom did say it's totally different than what you think it is, and it is. So I don't know. So on to next week. If y'all have not been living under a dang rock, you've heard of the Bird Box movie on Netflix with Sandra Bullock. And there's actually a book. Who knew? I saw it at my bookstore, and I went ahead and downloaded it on Amazon, even though I try to frequent my bookstore, my little local bookstore in town. But I did get this one on Amazon because they were selling it for like $2 or something. And I didn't know if I'd really want to have the actual physical book. It seems like it's pretty short, so I should be able to blow through it pretty quickly. It's by Josh Malerman. So I had no idea it was based on a book, but normally these things are based on a book or some way, somehow. So anyway, we'll see. I was not a huge fan of the movie. I thought it was a great premise. I liked it really up until the end. I thought the ending was just terrible. So we'll see what the book has to say about it. I really am interested in seeing if they expound any more on the kind of questions that the movie left. But the movie, had a bunch of famous people in it. So, I don't know. Some people liked it. I do know that most people I've talked to didn't like it. So, if you haven't watched it, maybe you can watch it and then, listen to my book review. It's streaming on Netflix. So anyway, that's all for me tonight. It's a real quick one tonight because I didn't like the book. So, Casillero del Diablo Malbec. Okay, not the best I've had in my life, but hold on. Yep, still just okay. So, and, pass and sold on a Monday. And I will see you guys next week with my review of the Bird Box book. So, have a great week and cheers.